this is my live streaming calendar. Hello everyone, what is going on? My name is the Newbie Warrior, and welcome back to my K-pop reaction channel. I post new K-pop reaction videos almost every single day, and today I just thought I would give you guys an update with my plans, my goals for the channel this year. As you know, I started 10 months ago-ish, like in March, I believe. I started posting K-pop reactions. Since then, my life has improved drastically. I'm very much enjoying this. But there's a couple of things I kind of wanted to, I know this is a bit late, being almost 2 weeks into the new year, but there's a couple of things that I wanted to talk about in terms of things I want to really work on with the channel. And when I was thinking about setting goals for the channel, I thought about I could set sub goals. I could, push for 10,000. I could go easy and say 5,000 subs this year, which I'm guessing we'll get. And I was like, I could go for super chats or follows on Twitch or, live streamed hours or something. And when I really thought about what I want to do with the channel, statistical goals didn't line up with what I wanted. And I realized that what was important to me was retaining my love for the channel and my love for K-pop. And so I guess I really just have two main goals this year. My main two goals, I guess, are, and we can talk about these in order. The first one is the most important one to me, and this is to remove the stress that I've kind of built up around the channel. When I first started, anybody who's been here since I started doing K-pop reactions, you know that I did this purely out of love, purely out of passion. And it's not that I don't love K-pop 9 months. I actually love it more, I would say, now than I did when I started. But I think when I started, I didn't let anything get in the way of that love. I didn't stress myself out. I didn't worry about times. I didn't worry about if there was a little bit of background noise, if my recording quality was perfect. And it's not that I shouldn't try to improve the channel, because I do want my sound to improve. I do want my video to improve. But at the same time, I think I've lost sight of... I've let other things get in the way of why I truly do this. And that is for no reason other than I deeply love K-pop. And the scene, and the musical variety, and the idea of idols. There are certain flaws there, obviously, but the idea of idols, and attaching yourself to these people and their lives and their careers in a way that I didn't see anywhere else in the world. And just between that and the musical diversity and the dancing and the fashion and the incredible video production and all these things coming together, I've really there's nothing like it, and there's nothing else I would rather be spending my time learning about and following and hyping up. But I think what's happened is, because that love was so strong, I wanted the products to improve, right? I wanted to do justice to that by making better quality reactions. So I at some point, I don't remember when, I decided, hey, if other people are home and being noisy, I don't want any background noise in my videos at all. So I'm not going to record, right? And then that leads to, I have very limited recording hours, which means I had to put out less videos this summer because people were home from school and work and all these different things. And I realized that all of these layers I was building up were things that were keeping me from enjoying the thing that I love, to the point where there are days, I'm being honest with you, in the last few months, where I struggle to get up, and I don't want to do a certain reaction. I don't want to do a greatest album of all time, or I don't want to do that stream, or I just decide, this group, I'm not going to get that many views, and is it worth getting out of bed right now? Because keep in mind, I also have pretty severe chronic health issues. I try not to talk about it too much, but let's just say it's very difficult for me to sit up. It's very difficult for me to feel good and to be in front of a camera. But so there's that extra layer of struggle. And so I think I was building up these layers of this has to be perfect, and this has to be right, and I don't want to mess this up this way. And it led to me not wanting to do the thing that I loved. And it's not that I didn't love it, but it's led to me being more stressed about it. And then that stress leads to me not wanting to do things because I'm a notorious procrastinator. I always have been. And so, first of all, I'd like to apologize to you. The channel, the way that it started is the way that I would like to go back to in a way. Not in terms of, obviously, the worst video production and not knowing at all what I'm doing, but in terms of me recording videos purely because I love them and not letting something get in the way of that, that's what I want to go back to. So I decided that's my first and most important goal for the channel this year, is to remove the stress for myself, right? And that might mean some of my videos are going to have a little bit of background noise. I apologize. I promise I'm not going to be one of those channels with like a beeping low battery smoke detector or anything like that in the background, because that drives me insane. Occasionally I find a reaction video that has that and I'm just like, nope, click away. I'm not going to be that. But if there's footsteps upstairs or someone moving something around or some yelling in the background outside my door, this is... I'm just going to go back to, I'm waking up, and I want to wake up, and I'm going to be so excited to record, and nothing's going to get in the way of that excitement. I'm going to record videos that I want to record, I'm going to take more requests, I'm going to double down on stuff, and just throw myself into it the way that I did before, and not let anything else get in the way of that. So, that's my number one goal. My number two goal kind of goes along with that. That is to live stream more. I did a few live streams this year. A lot of them were very successful. I really enjoyed them. I reacted to, like, EXO. I believe I did a stream for Baekhyun's album, which I really enjoyed. I did a stream for Lay's, a couple of Lay's albums. And then I did some other streams. And then most recently, I did a couple of Twice marathon streams. Well, they were supposed to be marathon streams. The first one was to celebrate the new year. I did a Twice-a-thon where I did like the first 4 albums, I want to say. It's either 3 or 4 albums. I think it was 3 albums. I reacted to 3 Twice albums on stream. It was really fun. I enjoyed that a lot. That video is up on the channel now. It took a while for that copyright block to go away. And the second one I just recently did, we were supposed to do 4 albums. I made the mistake of going and doing BDZ. And unfortunately, I think that's going to mean no more Japanese albums at all on the channel. Not for new releases, not for just fun reaction streams like this, and Greatest Album of All Time is not going to include Japanese stuff. But yeah, so because I got shut off in the middle of BDZ, but I did get to react to a couple of Twice albums again. Not as many as we'd planned to. But I'm really enjoying these streams, and I want live streaming to become a more regular thing on the channel. So, I actually have a live stream schedule that I would like to announce that I'm going to do my best to stick to throughout the year. That schedule will begin this week, and then with a couple of caveats that I'll talk about in a little bit, but that'll begin this week. I'll try to post this somewhere up publicly so you guys can see what my live streaming schedule looks like. Obviously, there will be days and weeks that I can't hold to it, but I'll try to keep in advance of that. The goal is going to be to stream 4 days a week, as often as I can throughout the new year. So Tuesdays at 3 p.m. PST. All these times are going to be in PST. So it's going to be 3 p.m. PST, 3 to 5-ish will just be an open reaction stream. So that'll be every Tuesday. It'll just be something I want to do. Just, hey, I'm going to cover this artist or these 2 albums that I'm interested in. There might not even be a central theme to it. Maybe I'll just turn the stream on and ask you guys what you want me to react to on stream. There might be days where I do that, but that's just going to be a normal open reaction stream. All these are going to be only on YouTube, by the way. So I'm going to give up the restream for now. Try to go for minimum delay and see how that goes. And then Thursdays is going to be a Patreon voted reaction stream. So I'm going to be adding another perk to the $4 Patreon tier. Basically, I'll have a couple of options up, just like I do for the weekly exclusive reactions for Patreon. And I'll have a couple of options up for artists or themes or something like that for what I'll be reacting to then. That's again at 3 p.m. And those will be public streams, but that's just what it'll be voting for. And then Friday and Saturday, I have plans to do streams. So Friday is going to be 10 a.m. Pacific time. And that is going to be... So greatest album of all time. Let me talk about this for a little bit. Greatest album of all time has become quite stressful. For me. Because greatest album of all time, I set a deadline for myself. And I'll go back to the calendar in a second. But the idea behind greatest album of all time is that it's a weekly thing. It's a big thing. It's a big part of the channel. And once again, this comes back to the stress. The problem with greatest album of all time is I have these big giant video files, these hours long things, right? And they get blocked, and then I have to go and re-edit them and re-edit them and re-upload them. Sometimes I have to stream the VOD to get it up. And I realized I can remove that stress of being copyright blocked by turning those into live streams. So Mamamoo and Vix, I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna finish Mamamoo and Vix, but the way they are now with normal videos. But then moving forward after that, all greatest album of all times will be streams, and then that way I don't have to stress about a certain date, and then I'll always turn them into YouTube videos after that, so that anybody can watch them just like normal. But if I do them as a live stream, then I don't have the stress of waiting for render, waiting for upload, then seeing if it gets blocked or claimed or whatever. Then I can just do my greatest album of all time. Anybody that is there, that is free that day, can watch it live. And then I can meet my deadlines. And then as soon as possible, I will always get it up on the channel as a YouTube video. But without the compounding stress of, is this blocked? What do I have to edit? Stealth blocks. And then now there's missing greatest album of all times on my channel for certain groups. And so, combined with not doing Japanese albums anymore, I'm hoping this will alleviate a lot of the copyright and stress. And then I'm hoping I'll be able to stick to a more actual weekly format for greatest album of all time, instead of weekly, but not really. So, that's my plan for greatest album of all time. So, Friday will be greatest album of all time. And then 10 a.m. PST will be greatest album of all time 1. It'll be the same. It's like, you know, the first group, the second group. And then Saturday every week should be 7 p.m. will be PST, will be the greatest album of all time stream. So I'll also make sure that in the description below you can go look at the stream schedule. I'm not 100% sure if Friday and Saturday will have streams before we finish the Mamamoo and Vic's greatest album of all time. That's why I didn't start them until later on the calendar. But like I said, I'm going to wrap up Mamamoo and Vic's greatest album of all time with the normal video format we've always used. And then after that, I will be moving over to the stream format. And those, for anybody concerned about the experience changing or suffering, greatest album of all time won't be a normal stream where I'm talking to chat during the stream. I'll probably have chat up on stream so you can see what chat was saying if you watch the video back, but I'm not going to stop and talk to chat until the end and before greatest album of all time. So I'll start greatest album of all time. I'll probably talk to people a little bit before, and then I'll start it, and I won't talk to chat until the very end, and then I will probably do an outro Q&A, general discussion. That way the experience of greatest album of all time isn't hurt for you guys, but it is still accessible, and I can meet my deadlines, and it's less stressful. So, just to wrap up, my 2 goals for the year are to remove stress for myself, so that the channel doesn't become something I dislike, so that I don't... The last thing I want... K-pop has been a bright spot for me, right? It's been... I don't want to say redeeming or saving, because that seems a bit dramatic, but and excuse me, I'm gonna get a little bit choked up here probably. When you're 16 years old and you find out you have a chronic health condition that basically requires massive advances in neuroscience to fix you, right? Where you just have really bad scarred nervous tissue, and your doctor basically says to you, you can just treat symptoms and you're 20 years old, and you'll probably never. There's no cure in sight of this. You're never gonna not feel nauseous. You're never gonna not feel pain. You're never gonna not have chronic diarrhea, and you're never gonna not feel weak and shaky like you have the flu. Every day for the rest of your life will be that way. I don't know if depression is the right word, because I'm always afraid to claim depression when I know that there are people that are in a much worse mental state than me, and I have ups and downs. So usually I don't say that I'm depressed, but there's a certain hopelessness that you start to feel. And for me, K-pop was the thing. It's this other world of bright colors, of interesting sounds, diverse music from all around, influences all around the world, hip hop, jazz, pop, all these different things, and it allowed me to really, really, honestly, genuinely feel very happy and excited in a way that I hadn't in years. And so the last thing I want, the last thing I want is for that to be deteriorated by stress, for me to ever wake up another day and say, I don't want to do this. And it scared me that I was having some days where I thought that, because I can't lose that right now. Now that I found something that brings me so much joy, the last thing I want to do is lose that in any way. And so I've decided, if the video quality is bad on a day, if they're stomping in one of my videos or yelling or something, that's going to be the cost of me being able to do what I love. And hopefully you guys understand that. I'm very excited for the new year. I'm very excited to continue learning about K-pop and about South Korea in general through K-pop, about the language, about the culture, the little bits and pieces I pick up. This is going to be a great year. Thank you all so much. You don't know how much this channel means to me. That there's people who care about what I'm care about music, if that makes sense. That there's people who want to hear my opinion or want to know what I think about a group or an artist or something, or a song. And so it just means a lot to me that I have this. And I would like this to grow and keep growing, and this to always be a part of my life. So thank you all so much. I hope you all have a wonderful new year. And this year is going to be great for us. Guys, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day. And please remember to stay newbie. Thank you so much to everyone who's chosen to support me on Patreon, with a special thank you going out to Georgie Young, Richie, Lucky7 Gen, Tolly the 2nd Gen K-pop Addict, and Bob.